Hey Bayek, it's me Ian, and in today's video I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who. Now, we are on the first Doctor. I've covered all the complete stories in the archive, and now I'm going through the stories which often have missing episodes, and have, in some cases, been animated, the missing episodes. So I'm including everything that I've got that has been released in some format. So this is what I'm doing. So this is Galaxy 4 from 1965. Now, previously it was the Time Meddler, and the next one will be Mission to the Unknown. So this is from the third season, and it's the first story, and it consists of 4 episodes. Episode 1 is 400 Dawns. Episode 2 is Trap of Steel. Episode 3 is Airlock, and episode 4 is The Exploding Planet. Now, the third episode, Airlock, was discovered or found in 2011. So that was quite a good find because it'd been missing for quite a while. And it's received a Blu-ray and DVD release on the 15th of November 2021, where the animation of the missing episodes was completed. This was in the pandemic as well that it was done. Also, 6 minutes from the first episode do exist, so we've got that at least to look at, which is as one of the extras on the release anyhow. So let's get into more about this story. Now, it's written by William Ems, and this is the only story he wrote, and it's directed by Derek Martinus, who directed Mission to the Unknown, The 10th Planet, that's 1966, Mission to Unknown is 1965, also, The Evil of the Daleks, 1967, so that's a Troughton story. The Ice Warriors, again, Troughton story, 1967. And finally, his last one was Spearhead from Space, 1970, which is a great introduction to the third Doctor. Great story, that's from 1970. So, it is produced by Verity Lambert. But a successor is also involved in this, who was Donald Wiles. So the transition was going on when this was being made. Now, let's go through the cast. We've got William Hartnell, of course, playing the first Doctor. We've got Maureen O'Brien playing Vicky, and we've got Peter Purves playing Stephen Taylor. So, I've only got one actress down because that's all the information I've got, and that is Stephanie Biomede, who plays Marga. Sadly, she died in 1974, September 22nd, and she was only 45 years old. She's far too young. She made 2 appearances in films, Invasion 1966 and Running Scared 1972, but the major part of her career was appearing in a lot of TV series. So that is the main cast. There are other people in it, but I've got no more details on that. But there we are. Now, let's talk about what this is about. What we have, I think it's interesting. We have like a contrast here. We've got these beautiful women. They look brilliant, but they're all cloned. They're from clones as well, and they're called Dravins. Whereas in contrast, we've got these really ugly looking, hideous creatures called Rills, who are very friendly. Complete contrast there. So I think that's been put in there quite an interesting way. Anyhow, these are 2 crash-landed species on this planet, which doesn't have any indigenous species. They were crash-landed on this planet, and they've been in conflict with each other. However, at this point in time, when the Doctor and his companions arrive, the planet is set to explode in 2 dawns, as they describe it. So that's 2 days, effectively. And it seems, why can't they cooperate with each other so that they can then escape from this planet? But the Dravin leader, Marga, wants only her people to survive. She's this race that dominant women, and they want to be dominant, and they don't want to save the others. That's the sort of bad side of them. They have these little robots as well on this planet called Chumleys, which are controlled by the ugly race, if you want to call it, the Rills. And these Chumleys are quite sort of interesting little robots because they're blind. they can't see, but they hear. Their senses is hearing. They're little things and they're called Chumleys. But yeah, they're quite an interesting, an interesting robot. Yeah, you could say they're kind of child-friendly robots. Really, there's a cuteness, I suppose, about them, even though they can be quite deadly. But it's interesting looking at these things. We never saw anything like them again, but it's always interesting with Doctor Who, the kind of robots and kind of creatures that they combine together sometimes. And sometimes we have pure robots, and because like the Daleks are living as well as entities, as well as being robotic. Cybermen as well, same, combining humans. But these are just pure robots, but they're really quite good, really. You can enjoy seeing these funny little things moving around. But this is a good story, I think. I enjoyed it. I can see some critical reaction against it, I think. But I think generally people have been quite favourable to it. And I'm really glad that we have actually got one episode so we can actually see them more, rather than just the sort of still photographs that, that you get. So that, like the telestamp sort of and all that sort of stuff. I really enjoyed this story. The animation, I'm not always a big fan of animation. I think it was okay, and the story had a good atmosphere to it. You did have the option of watching them in colour, but I decided to watch them in black and white because I felt it mixed well with the story. That's how I like to see it. So that excellent, really. I was really pleased with this story. Again, it's one that you can't help but enjoy the performances still of William Hartnell, and the companions as well. Companions, I think, work well. Vicky and Stephen, I think, you getting to like them really quite a lot, because I always say this, but, Barbara and Ian always were, associated so much with the Hartnell that, it was sad when they left, but it's good to see these, newer characters, sort of blending in, now becoming established as well, which is good. So that's it. I've just been going on up to it, and I better stop. Just before I go, I'll just show you. This is the Steelbook. I've actually got a Steelbook. Crikey, what's going on? And say this is a beautiful Steelbook. I don't have too many in my collection, but I've got some there. And I always say this, but this, look at this. A proper J card. I'm going to get the lecture again, but look, it's proper. You can put it in. You don't have to chuck the blooming thing away or fold it away. It's great. And look at that. Absolutely wonderful. I'm not a big Steelbook fan always, but I do like sometimes I do like them. And if you look inside, you've got 2 discs, and you've got the option of watching black and white and colour. Okay, and there's some nice extras there as well on there. And then you've got this little booklet, which is nice. Nice little booklet going through all the, so you can see the animation there, all about the story, production notes. Oh, you see more of the animation there. It's really good, very good. There it is, disc contents, looking at all that's on with it. Fantastic. Really enjoyed this, and it is nice to have a Steelbook like this, So that's it. Hope you've enjoyed it. Now, if you've liked this video, please give the video a like. It's good for my channel. It gets it onto YouTube, so other people might enjoy it. If you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read your comments, and I'll always reply to them. And also, if you're new to my channel, why not consider subscribing? Then we'll let you know when I put out any videos. And you can also look in the playlists and see all the other reviews of Doctor Who I do, and then all the other things on my channel. It's all with a retro feel, and all that kind of stuff. So that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see you again.